Hey, my name is Jaya. I am a martial artist, a wannabe filmmaker, and an absolute kung fu nerd. Martial arts have always been in my life for what seemed like forever now, and as I grew up watching countless movies and documentaries, a dream was planted in my heart: to train at the legendary Shaolin Temple in China. In 2023, after years of planning and preparing, the time had finally come for me to fulfill that dream. So sit back, relax, and let me take you through my experiences here at the Shaolin Temple. I wake up to this every morning. Realization, I'm a full-time martial artist right now. Three months, just like that. I thought that, the Shaolin Temple was a place of purity. It is not like that at all. There's a lot of politics in the temple. And in terms of Kung Fu, in terms of training, I didn't learn as much as I hoped. I'm a little disappointed. I guess I could have learned a lot more in the past 3 months than I did. I will see you guys back at the Shaolin Temple in March. Well, I can't believe I'm back again. I really thought that the residence would be done by now, but guess not, so back living in the Shaolin Temple again, which, is always a flex. It's like I never left, bro. This time is gonna be 9 months. That's gonna be fun. To be honest, I'm a little low on energy. I'm on my own again. It's a little bit, I guess, less hype when you're training by yourself, right? It's always nice doing group training. I guess, the break kind of got me slacking. I'll be completely honest, right? So I gotta pick myself back up again. But overall, I know things are gonna get better. Things are gonna pick up, right? It's gonna get warmer. More people are gonna come, which is always fun. Also, I really need to shave. It's crazy how long my hair grew in like 2 months. I should probably shave soon. I don't know, maybe that'll help me pick up my energy. But yeah, just a little update. I'm back. 9 months at the Shaolin Temple. That's a long time. So stay tuned. Okay, the hair's gotta go. Honestly, not gonna lie, I'm starting to grow really fond of this hair, But what the heck did I expect, bro? I'm in the Shaolin Temple. But yeah, hair's gotta go. So, let's do this. Oh boy. Wow, that is a lot of hair. Huh. Not as jarring as the first time for sure, but very refreshing. Well, look where we at again. Yep, we got moved back to Changongyuan once again, which I'm not complaining about at all because I freaking love this place. To me, this is like OG. This is the OG Shaolin home of mine because this is the first place I ever moved into and it's the longest I've ever stayed. I can't believe I'm back. It's so nostalgic. I love it. Guys, I cannot believe this, but I just met Master Hu Jiangsheng today. For those of you guys that know, you already know who I'm talking about here. But for those of you that don't know, bro, he's a living legend. He's one of the few people that does traditional Shaolin Kung Fu, like the really traditional stuff. His lineage of Shaolin Kung Fu is unfiltered, unwatered down, unchanged for the past 150 years. That's freaking crazy, bro. I've known of Master Hu for many years. I've watched his videos and his documentaries for many years. It's so crazy, and it's just so nice to finally be able to see him in person and to formally introduce myself to him and get to know him. So yeah, I just met Master Hu Jingsheng today. That's all. Damn. This is the life. I definitely need some water. You guys. Yes, 身体第一. Oh, it's getting easier. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, I brought you guys to a new location. It's literally the mountain behind the Shaolin Temple. And you got a nice freaking view of the temple. It's right there. It's pretty sweet. It's perfect for training. Very quiet, very low-key. And you've probably seen some documentaries and stuff do shoots up here because it's a really nice spot. Very aesthetic. But anyhow, let's do some meteor hammer, shall we? So just a quick disclaimer, I haven't really done meteor hammer or rope dart since Pan Am's ended. It's been a couple months. Curious to see how much I got left. I've always been a rope dart type of guy, but you know, I figured why not try the meteor hammer? And so I made my very own, right? You know, and I don't know, I think it looks pretty nice. It's got the double orange and red flags, and it's a nice hammer. The rope is just the right thickness for the weight of the hammer, so it feels nice. And it's a different type of rope material as well from what I'm used to in Canada. So I don't know, I'm very curious to try this bad boy out. All right, let's do this. You know, I'm also very curious because now that I'm bald, how easy this is gonna go. Because if you guys know, having long hair is literally the bane of rope dart or chain whip or anything that's soft, because it gets tangled up and then, you know, affects everything. So now that I got no hair left, very curious to see how the neck spins and everything will feel. Yeah, pretty excited. Let's go. Yeah, you know, just running through the basics, right? Shoulder whip, and everything. Okay, it's not too bad. Woo! Dude. This is so much nicer without hair. Holy crap. There's nothing getting in the way of this. I could just casually, you know. I can see why Shaolin monks are bald now. That's crazy. You know, as much as I love my hair, this feels so much better. All right, let's see if I remember some of the combos. Ooh. Okay, okay. There we go. Oh, there's this one. Yo, I'm surprised I still got that. Did you see that? Did y'all see that? That was probably like a one-time thing. No way I'd do it a second time. Oh, and I just did! Okay, third time. No way I could do it 3 times in a row. Come on. Bro, I'm a prodigy. I'm a genius. I'm just kidding. What? Dude, this used to give me nightmares. This move. Okay, I'm definitely messing up this one. So now I got no hair, but I got robes on. I knew the robes would get in the way. It's like give and take. One thing becomes easier, but immediately something else becomes a lot harder. I love this one. Boom! It's like a straight to your face, you know? It's just like, boom! There we go. Like that. Ooh. I forgot to kick. Okay, how did he go again? 1. And once you're here, 1, 2, 3. Oh, well, I want to try this. 1, 2, 3. Right? Yeah, it is that one. Okay. There goes my knee. There we go. I remember. This one was actually the bane of my existence. 1, 2. There we go. So, you know, we've been doing basics like slap kicks day in, day out for like the past 3 months. So I think it's playing a part in actually making this move a bit easier. When you do slap kicks so much, it's just like, you know, you don't even think about it. Always do your basics. Let's try one more time. Could be smoother. Slap kick could have been a bit louder. I tripped up. Come on, man. Work with me here. Let's go. I'm taking it. I'm taking that one. I'm done. And now for the finale. Something like that, I think. Woo! Never has joy and excitement been turned into anger and despair so fast. And that's how you know you're doing the rope dart right, or the meteor hammer. That was my first time doing meteor hammer or rope dart at the Shaolin Temple. And I thought something would be different, but guess not. Some things never change. That was fun. Yo, what is going on, everybody? This is April 1st and it's windy as heck up here, so I hope it doesn't affect the audio too much. But my first month back at the Shaolin Temple and also my 4th month overall. And what can I say? So if you guys remember my previous 3 months, you know, by the end of it, I was a little bit done, not gonna lie. We ended off on, you know, of course, a good note, because, you know, good vibes only, but I was a little, I guess you could say, dissatisfied. I was excited still to come back in March, and I was waiting for the good weather. It's always a pleasure training when you can actually drop down into the splits without, like, ripping something. And, you know, more people, like I expected, started to show up, and so I'm making new friends, we're training together, and they're pushing me, and hopefully I'm also pushing them. Things been great. I'm out here in the back mountain, you know, with the training poles, the stakes. It's a very nice vibe up here, and yeah, I just want to talk about my first month back, or my 4th month. So going back to the last 3 months, I was talking about how there was a lot of politics going on, and I didn't really get as much out of it as I hoped, right, in terms of learning new things. So when I came back, I actually switched instructors, right? I switched masters. This time I am training with someone who's a lot older. You know, I'm not trying to compare one or the other, but I have to say I'm really glad, and I'm really happy with my current instructor right now. And he's actually the one that gave me my Shaolin robe style jacket, you know, like I mentioned in December. You know, I got the spiffy new Shaolin winter jacket robe, whatever you call it, right? So he's actually training me now, which is amazing. And speaking of robe, I got some new drip. This one's a lot better fabric. It looks a lot more traditional and old school, and I love it. New drip. But anyhow, the most important thing, I'm actually learning new things. Finally, my dream has come true. I'm finally learning a new form, which is Da Hong Quan, which is absolutely blessed. Da Hong Quan was one of the forms I really wanted to learn, right? So I don't think I mentioned this in the last video, but there were only 5 forms, or 4 forms technically, that I wanted to learn when I got here. And that is Tong Bei Quan, Da Hong Quan, Chang Hu Xin Men, and I wanted to fix up my Xiao Hong Quan. So those are the 4 that I really wanted to work on. And of course, you know, I already did Qi Xing Quan, and I've already, you know, worked on my Qi Xing Quan a lot, so I'm crossing that off the list. Da Hong Quan was one of the forms that I really wanted to learn, and I'm so happy I finally got to learn it. So I'm definitely getting what I've always wanted, which was, you know, learning more traditional forms. But also on top of that, I'm finally also learning wushu stuff, like jumps, flips and jumps and flying kicks and stuff, which was something we never even touched for the past 3 months. So not only am I learning a new form finally, but I'm finally also doing performance, wushu, jumps and stuff. And man, let me tell you, I've been doing everything wrong my entire life, you know? I wasn't even doing a cartwheel right. All these years, you know, I was out here tricking, doing like tricks like B kicks and B twists and aerials and stuff. You know, I thought I was getting somewhere. Man, I wasn't even doing a cartwheel right. It is what it is, right? You know, this is what you get for training off of YouTube. But at the same time, I'm really glad that, you know, I'm fixing up my form. I'm basically working on relearning everything, you know, which is good because I need to fix it up in order to advance to, like, you know, higher level jumps and tricks and stuff. We've been working on weapons as well, fixing up my Dao as well with him. And it's just great, honestly, you know, like I'm just doing so much more, and it just feels like I'm finally getting, you know, I hate to say it, but like, you know, it's like I'm finally getting my money's worth, because at the end of the day, right, I'm not staying here for free. And so every month I'm spending money to be here. When you're not doing and learning anything, sometimes it feels like, well, you know, am I spending my money at the right place, or should I have just been doing it somewhere else where I could have learned more? But, you know, I'm finally, I guess you could say, I'm getting my money's worth, and a lot too, right? You know, since my master, he does calligraphy and he's a lot older, he knows a lot more about Buddhism, and he knows a lot more about just Chinese culture in general. I'm learning so much from him in that regard as well, which leads me to this point that I've kind of realized. I think I'd much rather prefer to be following and training with someone who's older, because they are more experienced, right, in teaching. So number one, right, they're wiser because of the more experience. Number two is that they're more grounded, right? I think the younger monks, they tend to be more hip, right? You know, they're on TikTok making videos and stuff like that. It kind of removes them from, I guess, like the seclusion of being in a mountain monastery, right? Because at the end of the day, right, I'm coming here to experience mountain life. I didn't come here to just like make TikToks, right? Like I could just do that back anywhere else. Training with him, following him, definitely feels more like a Shaolin experience than some of the younger instructors I've had. I'm very content. It's been amazing.
The first month has definitely been a lot more in terms of learning than the previous 3 I've had. So, I think everything turned out to be quite well, and also another reason is less drama. Younger guys tend to have more beef and drama and politics. So when you're older, right, you're wiser and you realize like, yeah, there's really no point. So going with them actually this whole month, there hasn't really been any politics. I'm just training, doing my own thing, living the best life out here, away from the drama and the politics. Not to say my first 3 months weren't great, but this month definitely feels like an improvement. This time it feels a lot more peaceful. It feels a lot more fruitful. I feel like I'm getting a lot more out of every day than I was. Definitely, I think everything turned out for the better. I'm hoping that the rest of my stay will be like this, right? And if it could, it would be freaking absolutely amazing. Definitely a great start to my 9 months here. And when I said at the very beginning, I was like, ooh, I was a little out of it, it's gonna take me some time to get back into it. Well, baby, we are so freaking back. I am more back than I've ever been before. I can't wait for what's coming in the upcoming months. I have a feeling that is gonna be pretty darn amazing. Definitely stay tuned for that, and yeah, just watch me do my monk things in the upcoming months. I'll see you guys then. Whoa. I just had the most exhausting day of my life. I ain't ever been this tired. And I don't even know why, because it's not like we went extra hard or extra long during training today. But I am dead, bro. I could barely stay awake or conscious, and my body is on the verge of falling apart any second now. So, what the heck, bro? Yo, what is going on, everybody? This is my official 5 months mark here at the Shaolin Temple. Yes, it's been 5 months already, which is crazy because we're almost at the half-year point. I just can't believe how fast it's been. We are up here in the mountains with a beautiful view up the temple in the back and Shaoshi Mountain right there. Absolute pleasure to be up here this evening and sharing this scene with you guys. But yes, it's been 5 months now. Past month felt like nothing. It just flew by. As usual, I've met so many great and crazy and passionate people over the past month. I think the past month alone, I've met more people than really like my first 3-4 months here. 5 months at the Shaolin Temple. What's new? Well, to begin, I started going to prayers every single day. So morning and evening prayers. Why? Honestly, because I just felt like it. No, but for real, one of my classmates, she actually started going first every single day. That kind of inspired me to do so as well. And also another thing, and this is, kind of funny, my shifu, he joked in class, he was saying she's improving faster because she goes to prayers every day, so she's getting blessed. So, you guys should start going too. It will help your training. And I know he said it as a joke, but I was just like, yeah, you know what? Fair enough, I'm in. So that's it. Those are the reasons, it was nothing deep. It's not like I experienced immense sadness and I was lost in life and I found myself again through morning prayers. No, it was none of that. It was just like, Yeah, why not? I'm here in the temple, I'm living in a temple, so why not participate in more activities? It's interesting actually. So I'm not there to accumulate good karma. I'm also not religious, and I've never been religious, so it's not like I have to go to prayers because it's part of the religious duty. It really just boils down to the simple fact that I felt like going, and when I went, I really liked the vibe, so I just wanted to kind of like see if I could make myself go every day, just keep up the, the habit of doing so. And surprisingly, I actually did. I never imagined myself to be the type to be waking up at 5 every morning to go pray for like 45 minutes. But it's actually been really nice, and I actually do look forward to going to prayers every single day. Overall, honestly, the best way to describe it is just good vibes. Not only are we going to prayers every day, we're also making an effort to kind of understand what they're chanting, right? So we got the books, the prayer books, and we're trying to follow along. And actually, to my own surprise, I'm starting to memorize most of the morning prayers, which is, again, to my surprise, because I never imagined myself to be the type to kind of, memorize religious text. But here I am. So that was kind of a pleasant surprise. I don't know if it's like a placebo effect. It could very well be a placebo effect, but I have been feeling really good about life. I've been feeling great about training, just everything in life. After going to prayers, the vibes became even better. The chill became even chiller. Yeah, I don't know. Once again, it could be placebo effect. It could actually be true that, morning prayers do help in training and in life. I do believe it because, I've experienced it. It's almost been an entire month of going to prayers every single day, and I feel a difference. My master always said, it's really just a matter of belief. These are just my personal experiences that I'm sharing with you guys. But yeah, so morning prayers and evening prayers, great vibes. I love it. Another thing is that I've actually started to kind of help around in the dining hall because it was, it was busy, and then they didn't have a lot of people. So our master was like, yo, go help him. And then so we did. I feel like it is the duty of a monk. Again, I'm not one, but at least I can LARP. Yeah, I feel like it's the duty of a monk to kind of serve the people and also like the fellow monks. Helping out in the dining hall and serving food, it does feel nice. And again, I'm not doing it to accumulate good karma. I do enjoy doing it. I do enjoy helping out, and it is kind of fun. Now, onto the, I guess you can say, juicier parts. I feel like I'm always coming at you guys every monthly update with like new drama. Unfortunately, such is the case. Stuff just keeps happening, bro. The thing about the temple I found is that no matter how hard you try to avoid it, the drama and the politics will always find a way to you. And it sucks. And over the past month, I've finally seen through. I've seen some people's true colors, and all I can say is it sucks. I think it's really a shame that the temple still keeps them around, and that says a lot more about the temple than the person, honestly. I guess you can say the good and the bad people will always exist in society, on the planet, right? Anywhere you go, you'll always find good and bad people. Again, no disrespect to the temple, it's been around for the past 1500 years, but the current state of the temple is less than desirable, to say the least. Once again, who am I to say anything? I'm nobody. But from a nobody's perspective, it really saddens me to see the current state of the temple and how it's being run. And I know, as a nobody, there's nothing I could do about it, really. And again, this is not me going online slandering Shaolin. There's already enough of that. What this is my personal experience and my personal opinion based on said experiences. I really don't mean to slander Shaolin, but you need to kind of call out the bad when you see it for too long. And I've tried to do mental gymnastics. I've tried to convince myself it's not the case. It has to be something else. But by my 5th month here, I have seen through, and I finally realized it is exactly as bad as I feared. So why am I still here? Why do I still plan on training here? There's 3 main reasons why I'm going to stay. Number 1, the obvious, for my Shifu. I love him to death. Number 2, I have made many friends here who are not part of the monastic order. They are volunteers. They're people coming from abroad who want to, experience the Shaolin temple life. Number 3 is because I love this temple too much. And also, because I love my morning and evening prayers. So definitely don't want to miss out on that. But I guess at the end of the day, one thing remains true is that Shaolin is in the heart, baby. Shaolin is in here. Yeah, so that's my 5th month here. A lot of great things and a lot of, I guess you could say, eye-opening things. So I'm having a great time. Thank you to my Shifu, but also it's because Shaolin is in the heart. However things may be, right, you get to decide how you deal with that and how you choose to face it. Really quickly, I just want to talk about another update. I have discovered the importance of Danlian Shi. Danlian Shi is something I've never done before. So what it is, it's single posture training. So instead of doing a form, Danlian Shi or single posture training is 1 or 2 things and you just repeat. You know, I was really uneducated, so I was thinking Kung Fu training is just the conditioning and the forms, and that's it. But no, Danren is the most important thing, and that's exactly what I was missing. That's like my breakthrough in Kung Fu. Was like, dude, single posture training is yes. This is what I've been missing, and this is exactly what I need. And it's changed my Kung Fu. It's changed my training. It's changed the way I perceive training and the way I see Kung Fu. Right? It's really just all around a game changer for me, and I'm really, really grateful for all of that. There's still so much more to come. It's gonna be a great time. See you guys in month 6. Oh! Oh! Wait! Oh, dude, how did that happen? Oh, evaded. Yeah.
Welcome inside the drum tower. Check out these murals. It's nice they got a little lamppost right in the tower. Oh yeah. Climbing. Look at that view. One more level. Quite a nice view up here. Oh my god, guys, we found it. It's the drum tower piss bottle of Shaolin. Hell yeah. Well, time to dip before the cops arrive.
Yo, what is going on, everybody? I am on the set of Knockabout, and like every other Kung Fu movie, I'm just kidding by the way, but look at this, really blessed training grounds. But anyhow, I am halfway through my Shaolin journey. Today marks my 6th month here at the Shaolin Temple. I can't believe it. First of all, I cannot believe that I'm already halfway through. I still remember the very first day, and I was like, oh man, a whole year is it's gonna be a long time. And then just like that, here I am. I spent half a year at the Shaolin Temple, and what did I learn? Well, a whole heck of a lot. But between May and June, to be completely honest, nothing crazy has happened. Really, nothing, you know, out of the ordinary that I haven't really experienced before or seen coming, right? I mean, you know, it's the training, you know, morning prayers, same old, right? So relatively calm, peaceful. Overall, it's been a good month. Lots of training, lots of learning. Well, actually, I learned another form, so that's always cool. But, you know, just fixing up on the basics, right? Doing more stretch kicks, fixing up on single posture drills, and just fixing up on my forms, basically. It's been hot as heck these days. It's really hitting. Everything's on fire, basically. It's like 30 something, 35, 36 degrees Celsius every single day. Yeah, very hot, and training's been good. I think I'm starting to slowly get more into it, right? I think as every month goes by, I slowly become more and more into the training. You know, I feel like I'm less distracted, I'm more focused, and I'm more able to kind of calm my heart and not think or want to do too many things, right? I'm able to kind of just focus on whatever I'm training, whether it's a single posture, whether it's just like a basic drill or stretch kick, or even like a form. I'm able to kind of just do that and just focus on that without really having my brain wander off somewhere else, which I think is a big improvement. Not to say that I'm completely 100% immune to distractions, right? But I think my focus has gotten a lot better. I think I was more impatient before, and maybe I thought certain things were boring. Now I kind of gotten rid of those feelings. I'm just focused on making sure I do it right every time. So again, that's a step in the right direction. You can see how hot it is. I'm just sweating just by existing outside. Another thing I want to mention is actually there's a surprisingly small amount of foreign students here. I'd expect by like end of May, June, there would be new people coming in every day and there'll be like big groups, but it's actually been relatively tame as of right now. There's only about 3 other students. But what's interesting is that even though there's 4 of us, I'm actually getting private training with my shifu, right? Even when the new students come and they give them to another instructor, luckily I'm still able to train with my shifu, which I am so blessed and I'm really grateful for, because one of the things I was really worried about, I think the previous 2 months, was what if I lose my current shifu? And I mean, I still have 6 more months to go, so that's not to say it's totally not possible, right? It might happen. I really hope it doesn't. Fingers crossed. And I'm really happy that so far I'm still able to train with him. And, kind of, again, one-on-one training. It's a little bit lonely, maybe, like, how I said previously that when you train by yourself, it is like more concentrated training, but it's also maybe a little bit more lonely because you don't have anyone to share that training with. But honestly, at this point, I don't really even care, because again, like I previously mentioned, I'm feeling a lot more into it now. I'm feeling more focused, less distracted, so I really don't mind that loneliness anymore, because right now the way I see it is just like, heck yeah, one-on-one kung fu training with a Shaolin master all day, every day. So that's a W. Again, nothing crazy, which I think is something that I could look forward to more often, is not having crazy things to update you guys, because there's nothing like a peaceful life in the Shaolin Temple, just minding your own business and just doing kung fu and training. So my second 3 months, it's just, again, really insane to me how fast the past half year, the past 6 months have flown by. It really didn't feel like 6 months, and I don't know if I'm ready to kind of face the fact that my journey at the Shaolin Temple, my training here, is already halfway done. I can't believe I made it to the 6-month point. I can't believe I survived. I'm just really glad. For the past 6 months, the ups and the downs, right, the good and the bad, I don't care. I'm grateful for every single thing that I've experienced and I was able to witness and learn and, experience here. Right? That's the Shaolin experience after all. It's not just the good, it's not just the training, but everything in between. But yeah, 6 months at the Shaolin Temple and another 6 more to go. I have no idea what's coming, but if there's one thing that I do know, is that it's probably just gonna be as crazy as my first 6 months here, if not more. This wraps up my second 3 months at the Shaolin Temple. So I'll catch you guys in the next 3 months.